high-stakes match here on Xplosion. #1 contender match to determine who will go on to challenge for the X Division title. And tonight, it's all about high stakes and high risk inside that cage.
And as Zema Ion steps into the ring, he's facing an incredible opponent tonight inside the cage.
And his opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, Kenny King.
Kenny King out of Sin City loves to shine under the bright lights and in front of the big crowds.
And what it must be like for Kenny King and Zema Ion to kick off Xplosion in Wembley Arena. Look at the crowd on hand to see this steel cage match. A first for Xplosion, not only first for us coming from Wembley Arena, but first time a steel cage match exclusively here on Xplosion. Get ready, Road to Lockdown is underway.
Nice springboard move there by Kenny King into the crossbody, able to use the ring as the weapon rolls through into the full mount, now ground and pound. Both these guys have a history with current X Division champion Rob Van Dam. Zema Ion, former champion, lost the title to Van Dam at Bound for Glory. Kenny King actually holds a victory over Van Dam in a non-title match on Impact.
Wow. You know, all those matches, all the wins, the losses. When you're standing in the middle of the ring in Wembley Arena with a steel cage around you, you know the world is watching. And both these guys, first time actually for Zema Ion to ever step foot in the United Kingdom.
Would love to get a big victory. Using the cage as a weapon there, sends him in to the steel. And fans, we have to remind you, you notice no official in the ring. The only way to win this steel cage #1 contenders match, escape the cage, both feet on the floor. Tornado DDT there, using the cage to propel himself off, was Zema Ion. Nice move there by Zema.
When you're Zema Ion, both men have to employ a different strategy going into this, knowing that it's not about getting the count, it's about positioning your opponent far enough away that you can escape that cage, whether through the door or even over the top.
And when you think, JB, of the agility of these two men, you got to believe that they're going to have to really get their opponent in a compromising position if they're going to make that climb and escape the cage.
Yeah, you not only basically have to knock your opponent out, you've got to be agile, you've got to be quick, you've got to be ready to go and pick your opportunity.
Scoop and a slam there by Ion. Thought for a second there that he was going to head and try and escape. Look out, beautiful moonsault, doesn't go for the cover, no pins here. This cage match continues next. Welcome back to Xplosion, everybody. Todd Kennelly along with JB, Jeremy Borash. So happy to bring you the call of the action. First ever steel cage match on Xplosion. And JB, the stakes again very high as we see this springboard leg drop by Kenny King. The winner of this, the #1 contender for the X Division gold.
Both men told me before the match this is going to be the biggest crowd they've ever wrestled in front of. Not only that, but the fact that they're in London, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and here we are watching this on Xplosion. Kenny King now trying to go over the top. This is going to be his strategy. I think he's going to try and go high. But the higher they are, further they fall.
Farther they fall, that is right. You're not lying. Been bringing you just some great exclusive matches as of late, fans, and big high-profile matches here from England. Of course, we had Samoa Joe and Daniels, and now these two X Division stars vying for a shot at the title inside the steel cage. Multiple strikes there by King. He's countered, but look at the striking ability by Kenny King. Now those shotgun knees and nowhere to go but down.
Did you see how hard Zema Ion flew into the cage? Wow, what tremendous speed he hit that cage at, and that had to knock him senseless.
Those shotgun knees, you know, Kenny King usually hits that into the corner, but this time, Zema Ion, as you mentioned, flying right into the side of the cage, and King thinks he's done enough now to start to scale the cage and climb out and get the win. Wow, look at that. Athleticism, though, by Zema. Look out, Russian leg sweep off the top.
A desperation move by Zema Ion. Let's go ahead and take a look at this again. Unbelievable. Zema Ion jumping to the top and takes down Kenny King in the process. Both men hurt by that move, but now it's a question of who gets to their feet first.
Yeah, that huge, high-impact move at this point in the matchup, taking a lot out of both guys. Going to be very interesting to see who can get the advantage now. Well, we know who the crowd's behind. Oh, what a counter there by Zema. Split second comes up with a jawbreaker.
Oh, he hit that out of nowhere, and that's the kind of explosive offense Zema Ion can deliver.
Counter wrestling ability so important in the X Division. Oh, look out! Kenny King trying to take advantage. Oh, but he might be in big trouble here.
Oh, no.
Sit out powerbomb. And if Zema can get back up and climb, that might do it. Let's take another look at that, JB.
Yeah, wow, what a move it was from the top. The power bomb and certainly knocking both men out. But this is the opportunity. Zema Ion needs this opportunity right now. While King is down to capitalize on the situation, scale the cage and get out with the win.
We talked about the need to have your man in a compromising position. Kenny King hadn't done that, and he left himself susceptible to that power bomb, and now trying to counter the climb of Zema Ion. Uh-oh! There goes Zema's social life in Manchester later tonight.
Wow, and look at this. Kenny King now. Oh, that's one way to get out. Climbing on top of Zema Ion.
Used him as a stepping stone, and King wins.
Your winner, Kenny King.
What a great effort. What a great match by both men. Evenly contested.
I ain't playing.
And what a victory inside Wembley Arena for Kenny King inside the steel cage. So impressive.
First ever cage match here on Explosion, and my, oh my, it did not disappoint. And you heard Kenny King there sending a message to X Division champ Rob Van Dam, saying, hey, I told you, Rob, I'm not playing.
What a great matchup. What a great way to kick it off from London's Wembley Arena here on Explosion.